not working. I mean, pottering around, lots of holidays, tons of money, obviously. That would be my ideal retirement, just being on holiday forever.
Living at the auctions. Pretty much. I love the auctions, and that's just my happy place. So I think that's pretty much how I'll be doing it. Looking for still vintage stuff even to that day. That's my thing, always has been. So yeah, I know I'm a bit of an old soul.
Yeah, for me it's just doing the things that I want to do, like travel a bit more. So I've done quite a bit of travel, but it'd be good to actually take some time and just not have to worry about only being able to do it for 2 weeks or whilst you've got your work holiday. Yeah, and obviously just visiting family and stuff like that. That'd be, yeah, my route for retirement.
How retirement looks for me, so I keep changing what I'm doing. So the older I get, probably the less exertive activities that I'm doing. So I'm in the mechanical trade at the moment, and I tend to move away from that and do a bit of landscape gardening and building developments, things like that, so more administrative type roles rather than hands-on.
My idea would be to be financially able to do the things that I want to do, which is travelling mainly, have my mortgage paid off.
Proximity to family would be a good one, and yeah, just if need be, being able to afford care and things like that.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about it, and then I was forced into retirement because I got leukemia. So I retired, went to the doctor, went to hospital the next day. I retired and went to hospital the next day. Bingo. So yes. So it felt like sick leave for about 16 months, and then I got into retirement.
We just do a lot of voluntary work. We've done for the last couple of years.
We're doing it today, traveling.
Yeah, travel the world, hunt New Zealand.
I've got a 47-year-old son and a 48-year-old daughter in America. Got 2 grandchildren. Yeah, so we do what we can to help them a wee bit, yeah.
It's above my expectations.
Yeah, we're exceeding our expectations. It's working out better than we thought it would. Good retirement is something where you feel valued, comfortable, and are helped when you need help.
I think it's what that person's goals are. And mine was to travel.
And financially, I think we're set that we can travel anywhere we want, probably twice a year. And that to us feels like a really good retirement.
Money. Companionship.
That's true.
That's very true.
I think for me, social connections, and that means physically and financially being able to get out and connect with other people, being able to come out and enjoy spaces. So we're lucky in Christchurch, we have quite a few beautiful free spaces that you can still enjoy. Good health, so access to healthcare, and unfortunately some people don't have the financial ability to healthcare. And I mean healthcare like, if you need a knee operation or a hip operation, the wait lists are incredibly long in New Zealand at the moment. Yeah.
I think it would come down to money, wouldn't it? You don't want to be living on the breadline and struggling to make ends meet. You'd want to have money to go on holiday and money to go out and do things that you want to do and things like that. So you might have to work a little bit to be able to have that sort of lifestyle, have a good lifestyle, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I think exactly the same. It's got to be money, hasn't it? So you've got to be at that position where retirement is easy enough. You're not worrying about any bills that need to be paid or anything like that. So yeah.
I think you just got to plan, pay as long as you pay your bills. You got enough to survive on, pay your bills and that. You can't go wrong. A lot of people just alcoholics. I never smoked, I never drunk. Couldn't care less about it actually, but a lot of people just waste money.
Good retirement is if I'm into it. If I'm in a home, I'm hoping that the carers are going to look after me as good as how I was. As I used to be a carer myself, so you get some good ones and bad ones. So as long as people are flipping me over from left to right from now and then, it's fine. You know, if I can't walk. But yeah, I think that's just mainly it. Just to have a good carer, really. Yeah.
I think being positive, really, and keeping yourself busy and doing your interests. I actually love retirement now. After having 3 children and probably 2 jobs, got a bit of my life and being very busy, I quite enjoy fluffing around. But I've got a lot of friends, I keep very active, I'm doing my hobbies. My husband calls me Lady Coffee a lot, which I meet up for friends. No, I thoroughly enjoy it. None of our children live in Christchurch, so we go out of Christchurch to see them and have little holidays. Very nice.
Live life as well as we can beforehand.
Yeah. Priorities are obviously, well, for us are just having a good enough work-life balance that it's not just miserable until retirement.
Yeah.
Being able to see the world, have a nice family life, have a house and a home that we can enjoy. Yeah, that's the main things.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
A bad retirement is that you feel stuck and you can't look after yourself and you can't seem to get the services or medical help you require.
I watched my parents go through the health things, his go through the health things. Nobody doesn't have health problems.
What types of things? I mean, health issues is probably the biggest one. The older you get, things start falling to bits and breaking down. It's just life. And then being able to then manage that and change houses around to actually suit that.
Well, no, I've said to my children, when I get to that stage and I can't manage for myself, then you just say, Mum, get into one of those studios in the retirement villages. But until then, yeah, so I've got a good cardiac history, and if I get leukemia back, hopefully they'll be quick deaths. Here we go.
I actually don't have any friends that have a bad retirement, to be honest. We take it upon ourselves to look after each other, so.
They're kind of just hanging around the house, and I just think they don't want to do anything, that maybe it's not their style.
And they might be financially limited, so they're kind of sedimentary. They're just staying put, and that's a lot more affordable. This is not cheap.
And traveling is a lot of hard work. It's not all easy.
Yeah.
So for people that physically can't do it,
The issues about people with no money and how they access services and where they're going to live. And how does communities support each other, basically, not relying on the government to do everything. Almost going back to sort of when I was growing up, both my grandparents died in the house because Mum and Dad took them in and looked after them till they died, basically. So when they couldn't look for, and I think there's probably more of that type of thing needs to go back to having that.
Yeah, just try to get all of our traveling done before the health problems make it so we can't travel. As we say in America, we're in what we call the go-go stage, and eventually comes the no-go stage.
and I'm prepared to sit in a rocking chair at home